Welcome back, YouTubers. Ryan here, back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. I can't believe it's been a year already, but it's time to look at Stone's 16th Anniversary Ale. I can't believe it's been a year since they did their Escondidian Imperial Black IPA, but now it's time for yet another hoppy anniversary beer from Stone. This one they're just calling Anniversary IPA, ale brewed with lemon verbena and lemon oil. My understanding is the lemon oil is only on there because of the lemon verbena that's in it. For legal reasons, they're using a good amount of rye malt, but not enough for them to call it a Rye IPA. And they talk about using Amarillo and Calypso hops, European specialty malts, and even some more hop varieties that are not mentioned here. And I don't know if they're on the website or not, but I haven't even checked. This beer is technically not out, but by the time you see this review, it will be. Let's get it open and poured. I'm looking forward to reviewing this one. I am sweating right now. It's been such a hot day here in San Diego. Big time heat wave. Hopefully this will be a nice refreshing beer. There's a little bit of chill haze on here, but it's a nice kind of dark golden color getting into orange. Got a finger of slightly off-white head on there. Looks like a typical San Diego IPA, except this one's actually, if you want to call it Imperial beer, it's 10% ABV. So there is a little bit of alcohol legs on the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, if you definitely get that lemon character right away. Sweet orange, that tangerine mandarin orange character from the Amarillo comes through. Calypso, I'm not very familiar with that hop variety, but I guess it's supposed to be sort of fruity, slightly citrusy, lemony kind of character, so that might work well with the lemon verbena. Certainly get a lot of lemon character, lemongrass. There's some like more bitter grapefruit. There's definitely an earthiness and herbalness to it as well. I'm picking up some spicy notes. Maybe that's coming from the rye malt. I don't know if there's some other hops that might give off that aroma as well, but some spicy character. Maybe a little bit of breadiness, mostly that kind of herbal citrusy note on the nose. So let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, it's not as bitter as I was expecting it to be. Coming off 10th Anniversary Ruination, that was an absolutely just hot, bitter bomb. You know, mouth puckering. This one, a little less intense bitterness up front. A lot of lemon character. I think how much you like this beer is going to be determined how much you like this kind of lemony character that they've kind of amplified with the lemon verbena. Because it's definitely has some more traditional West Coast hop notes, but it's pretty different from any of the other Stone IPAs out there. Up front, I get a slightly piney but really earthy herbal bitterness to it. A lot of lemongrass character comes in. You get more of that sweeter orange notes appearing midway through the palate, which is kind of where some of that malt character comes in. You get a little bit of sweeter bready note, but then there's a little bit of like a crystal kind of malt in there. I don't know if it's crystal malts per se, but you get some of that more caramel character. Maybe it's more of like a Cara Vienna or something with a little bit of a sweetness that kind of helps balance out that kind of early hop character. The back end finishes with some spiciness, which once again, not sure if that's that rye malt really coming forward, a combination of the rye malt and some of the hops they're using, or what's going on, but certainly some spiciness at the back of the tongue. For 10%, not tasting, smelling the alcohol whatsoever, which is always great on a beer this big. And it finishes fairly dry. There's a little bit of lingering hop character on there as well. Yeah, drinking on it more, it's just a different beer they've done. The closest one is maybe the Japanese green tea IPA, because it does sort of have this kind of herbal tea character to it, but without actually using the tea in it. And that's probably that lemon verbena kind of giving out an herbal lemongrassy character, along with some of those other hops they're using, because that's certainly prominent. but you still get your kind of West Coast citrusy. It's just not big on, you know, ruby red grapefruit or bitter grapefruit peel. That kind of character is not in here. That's different from some of the other, you know, West Coast type of beers. There's some more like fruitiness, that kind of like stone fruit, like pear, kind of like apricot, that lighter, not quite melon character, but like a lighter fruitiness is definitely in there as well. I think that might be the Calypso combined with maybe their house yeast strain, maybe something else going on. But it's a really nice drinking beer. It's not as, I wish it was a little more bitter. It's actually kind of, it's one of those beers, it's hop forward, but it's somewhat balanced in its character. So because of this weather, it's warming really quick. The alcohol does tend to come out a bit more. Just a little bit of like a slight burn on the back of the throat. And a touch of the flavor on the back end. So it's definitely something you probably want to drink on the cooler side. I think they went and brewed the beer they exactly wanted to do. It just doesn't quite, you know, live up to Stone 15th, which was just absolutely amazing beer. And of course the recently brewed 10th Anniversary Ruination. But it's still a really solid beer from them. It's definitely a hoppy beer. Hopheads, check it out. With this one, I'm going to go with the B. I think it's really solid. Certainly above average for them. Just not blowing me out of the water 80 beer like the ones I previously mentioned. But it's a little different than anything Stone's done, and it's certainly different than most of the, you know, West Coast style IPAs out there, or Imperial IPAs, Double IPA, whatever you want to call this one. But it's another interesting Stone beer. Especially for their anniversary, you know, they're trying something different, and I think it works out pretty well for them. So check it out. It's going to wrap it up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.